weakness, my old friend. Normies oppressing us again. Watching commies flee on live streaming. Farming keks with all this dank memeing. Fight the brainwashing that was planted while in Yale. Fucking white male. Fighting for social justice. In Linda's dreams I'd be a cuck, but I've no time for peaceful trucks. Swimming through their sea of Marxist tears, allied with my fellow red-pilled peers. When my rage was stoked by the blur of an airborne wreck, baseman with stick, resist the cult of commies. And in the Berkeley streets I saw 1,000 retards made me more. People shouting Nazi half-centrists, pissed off hysterical mass Bolshevists. People crying racist, that shit we never said. And then they fled, disturbed by sense and logic. Privilege, oh you spoiled brat. Your bourgeois cult needs chemostat. Your gender studies teachers mislead you. Nurture violence against homo Jews. And it's you who claim we're Hitler's fans. It's time to face the mirror. Righteous people rose and read that verdict God that they decreed. Kekistani so very so gay, proudly sing their anthem Shady Lane. And the Poles said that demon Hillary wouldn't ever have to take her loss. Can't stop the Trump. So much for social justice.
This is your first and final warning. The contents of this video stream may offend those who are easily offended. If you are such a person, doors on your left. If you're okay with the idea of potentially being offended, or maybe you want to be offended, by all means, hang around. I'm pretty sure we can accommodate you, especially today. Flying Ninja Death Squirrel presents Ratatoskr the Gamer. This is the Shining Kung Fu one finger hacking department, or well, edition. We'll go with edition. I like that one better. Welcome aboard. My name is Lord Croc Squirrel, and I have with me the ever popular Opal Dragon.
Yep. I've been stalking the squirrel for such a long time.
The ever popular Opal Dragon.
One of these days.
Yeah, unfortunately, this particular squirrel happens to be able to get up and down the world tree. So Yggdrasil helps me and keeps me completely out of your clutches anyway.
Dexter's in the chat.
Hey there, Dexter! Welcome aboard, man. Long time no visit. Well, okay, maybe just a few days. Hey. Oh yes, you have, dude, Dexter. Yes, absolutely. We have some absolutely brilliant salt today. In fact, I will go so far as to say we've got some seriously gourmet salt that's been going on recently, and that's what the news part's about. Absolutely. Now, just so you know, Opal and I are not the Incredible Salt Mine because we lack the quartering, we lack bearing, and we most decidedly lack Count Dankula. Although we will be referring to poor Danky here in a little bit. As frankly, there is a video that he put out here not too terribly long ago in which I actually had a good look at some of the stories we're looking at today. Why would we want mead with salt, dude? This is a gourmet salt tasting. Let's not go there.
Something a little sweet to go with something a little salty.
Yeah, well, now this particular the tweet on your screen comes from one Anita Sarkeesian, and this is absolutely brilliant salt. This is old salt. It's well-aged salt, but I want you to think about what Anita usually goes what she usually stands for. What her actions over the last couple of years, and then look at this. Look at this tweet. I don't know who Kodama Mama is, and please don't contact her. Don't contact anybody that I'm talking about now. Please don't do this. Bad audience. Don't do that. Okay, please don't do that. I will have to disavow people that do that, and I don't want to do that because I like you guys. I really do. Okay, I don't know who this woman Kodama Mama is, frankly, and it doesn't really matter. I don't care. She watched a Femme Freak video back the early part of this, or back the first part of this month, and then it was recommended that she follow Sargon. Well, see, here's the thing. In my little brain, that's not actually untoward. She spends a lot of time bitching about Sargon. She made a chunk of her fame off the top of his shiny head, and he's responsible for at least a good chunk of the gray in his beard. Okay, when he can sit there in the middle of an audience. Well, not even an audience. He was in the front, and not even the middle. He was in the front row, sitting quietly. Had some fucking word. She goes over she might as well have just jumped over the table and beat the shit out of him. I don't know where this comes from. But Anita here claims that YouTube is broken and they refuse to fix the problem. No, YouTube's not broken. Your attitude is broken, and you want to play the victim. But YouTube, this is not actually a problem. Seeing both sides of an argument is not a bad thing, folks. It really isn't. And Zaxter, you are a liar. You are a lying sack of shit, and we both freaking know it. And he is my hero, my furry ass. You bite that tail. Just make sure you bite hard, so I know where to put the bullet.
See, she generated her fortune by getting people to harass her. So that's what she's looking for. Sargon, in all honesty, Sargon hadn't made a video about her for a year.
More than that.
She's becoming irrelevant. Nobody's paying as much attention to her as they did with people who were harassing her.
Well, he did actually make a video about her. He had actually made a video about her recently, mostly concerned with the state of her channel. Because I have approximately 2,700 subscribers, and I get view numbers approximate with that. I'm not typically getting 2,600 views. Most people don't get even that much out of it. If for your average channel of 1 million or so subscribers, for a channel of that size, 100,000 views on a video is pretty damn good. Approximately somewhere between 1 and 10% of the total number of folks that you have that actually subscribe. My average view count right now per video is about 30, 35, maybe 40 after a couple of days. And if it was a really good one, up to 50. I need a feminist frequency at last check, and I will check that again if anybody really wants. she's got well over 1 million subscribers, or had well over 1 million subscribers, and she's seeing maybe 1,000 to 1,500 views. It's terrible that this is a thing. Barf. All right, give me a second here. Because the last time she was really relevant, if I'm being honest, was way back in the... Okay, she's got 223,000 subs right now. And... let's see, what do we got next? Let's see. Average view counts for her freak show is about 11,000. The freak show is about 11,000. I really do think that's that whole situation is a freak show, just not the way it was intended, the way she spelled it anyway. Season 2, episode 9, Star Trek Discovery recap freakcast from just 4 days ago, 1.4K views. Feminist Frequency Radio number 69. A 1 hour and 22 minute, 1 hour and 22 second podcast, 317 views. The video that Sargon had made was how the Feminist Frequency YouTube channel was dying, and it is. It is. I mean, if you look at the numbers in scale, the number of views I have on any given video, and my subscriber numbers, they go up a little bit, and then they ratchet, and then they go back down a little bit less than they were, and then they do up and down and up and down and up and down. I'm actually still taking an almost net loss in the subscriber base. But she had well over a million subscribers right now. She's down to a quarter of what she had. Less than a quarter of what she had. And that's a really nasty fall inside of, about a year or so. I was expecting to lose subscribers when I changed formats. And I changed up just about fucking everything. I went from making still images in Dead Studio and or Poser, and talking shit about whatever the hell it was was pissing me off that 5 seconds, to video games. And then after a while I stopped doing the video games that were pissing me off. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have to start doing them again, but what the hell, I don't care. Because I actually sometimes I enjoy screaming about a video game that was absolute garbage. I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to do it constantly, and that was really where my problem was. And I was doing almost nothing but.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So that's that part. But that kind of leads almost into the next bit. The absolute irony that goes along with a large-scale, a proper mass shooting that happened just last week. Yes, that's right, folks. It's time for my commentary on the Christchurch thing. I've actually been avoiding doing this because I wanted to wait and get more information and just kind of sit on it for a little while and take the time to actually consider what my opinion is. And unfortunately, my hot take on the matter is pretty much what the final opinion wound up being. I don't know how many of you guys have read the manifesto or seen the actual footage. I have actually found a torrent wherein both of these things are available. I leave it as an exercise to the interested to find that, but I recommend if you want to know what the hell's actually going on, go find it. Okay? This guy here is the perfect internet shooter. He really is. He's the internet shooter the left has always wanted. And now that they've got him, they're actually dancing his tune. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, you stupid lefties? What I find hilarious is that there are some websites that are now being banned in that corner of the world, and to a large degree being blocked in other places.
I'm going to have to interject here and remind you of something. We forgot about BAM, by any means necessary.
We're not there yet. We are nowhere near there yet, as a matter of fact. But the Kiwis, the Aussies, and a few other places have decided that banning or that blocking these websites was actually going to be a lot of really delicious fun. And now people have got to do a VPN. The government of New Zealand, the police apparently in Christchurch, went round to all the sites that actually had copies of this, including YouTube, who then took down a few thousand videos, or a few thousand copies of that particular video, in order to help them shush it all up. The social justice warriors are screaming now about censor, 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 censor. No! You expose this fucker to the light of day and then yell about that. By censoring him, you give him exactly what he wants. By demanding more gun control, and in some cases, the destruction of the Second Amendment, which is becoming a thing here in the United States. Amendments 1 and 2 are all set to disappear. Because this guy decided that he was, that he knew how to meme better than they do. And he does. Yes, I know. You said BAM. BAMN, by any means necessary. That's actually a thing here.
But that's been the left. Any juicy bit, or that's, but I should say, be more honest, it's these extreme leftists. Any juicy tidbits that come up, they just use it.
They use it. They don't even bother to think about what the intent was. And certainly the intent of this guy was to get them to do exactly what the fuck they're doing. Because if Amendments 1 and 2 somehow get completely and thoroughly undermined, which they're working on now, there's actually a movement here to repeal the Second Amendment. And in the moment the Second Amendment goes bye-bye, the First Amendment will follow it immediately, without question. And the overwhelming majority of people here in the United States, or at least those who live in rural areas and or feel that a gun is necessary for their own defense, or like to hunt, or any one of a few other things, they are going to have a problem with this. Another thing they got going on right now is that there's still all kinds of butthurt because Trump is Trump. And although he lost the popular vote, and he is actually the 5th president to do so, and still get the fucking office. The first twice there was some sort of deal. The first couple times there was some work to do as far as deals and trying to get shit straightened out. But they did actually manage to put that together. The last time that happened was in 1888 for a William Harrison. I forget. I don't remember I think his middle name was Henry. William Henry Harrison. I believe that's the right guy. He got the presidency because he promised not to run again. The next twice we had George W. Bush, I think Harrison was in the 1920s. Never mind. Doesn't matter. The last couple of times, it was strictly down to the Electoral College. And the Electoral College got the job done. 90% of the time, almost every time, in fact, The way the popular vote goes is the way the Electoral College tends to shake out. Now they're talking. Now we've got 11 states for what would make up a total of 170 electoral votes who have decided that they're going to take their popular vote and just send their entire lot of electors to the Electoral College to do that. And that is a stupid thing. Okay, the Electoral College exists for a reason, because the overwhelming majority of the U.S. population the largest voting blocks in the country are in just a few places. Okay, New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and coming up rapidly, you have Dallas and Austin, which might as well just be one freaking block. Okay, the flyover states think they're being ignored now. It will get worse. It will get much worse, and there will be nothing to be done for it.
I'm jealous of your electoral college, because up in Canada here, our elections, the prime minister, who's going to be the controlling party, is pretty much decided by a combination of Quebec and Ontario, with a touch of Alberta thrown in.
Right.
Or BC.
And Alberta and BC are going to, whoever it is that manages to get the better voting output, the better numbers at the polls between Alberta and BC are going to determine which one of them will decide. So what actually winds up happening is you have a little bit of campaigning in Quebec and Ontario, and then most of the work goes on in between BC and Alberta, and the rest of the country can get fucked.
Pretty much.
You have to campaign and really even the battleground states for each election are decided based on voter turnout, in the voter turnout and directionality of vote, and of course how close they were in those terms. They're decided on the previous election of that particular type. So yeah, Ohio was a swing state for a long time. It is now deep purple and it is now actually a lighter purple and turning red. The middle of the country wants wants no part of the Democrats, and that's how Trump won, literally, because none of the rest of them wanted any part. None of the states here on the West Coast, and all three of those states, including unfortunately Washington, are part of that little block. My thinking is we should just get it. Is that they should get enough states to get it the fuck over with, so that their 11 states get it up to 270, where by means of this cartel compact that they put together, it means that they have to start working strictly on the popular vote. The first time they do something like that, or when they're in a position where it would come into effect, which is, it would effectively be a 270 vote electoral block that is required to actually win. Once they have that, once they have enough quote-unquote electoral votes to completely obviate the Electoral College itself, that's when the lawsuits will happen. And a federal preliminary injunction would have to be filed somewhere other than in one of those 11 states. Or in whatever states happen to be signed on. Because that's actually a federal problem. What they're doing is they're actually trying to bypass our Constitution by setting up a cartel. This is collusion. in order to affect an election. You can't do that. And if anybody thinks, and if anybody wants to say otherwise, what have they been doing to Trump for the last few years?
Yep.
That report is supposed to be up here soon. And I'm going to tell you right now, Mueller's got dick. He's got Jack and shit and Jack. And yes, Opal, they do. They do, in fact, want to bully the minority states. They want to make sure that the right has no further opportunity to get their hands on power. See, the problem with that is the people that want power that bad are the last people that need it. They don't need that power. In fact, having that power will go very badly for the rest of us. But again, if you're not living in the if you're not living in and around Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York City, then you might as well not bother voting, because anything they have to say, they will override. And it's a problem that we see. It's a problem that direct democracy states of that type have. That seems to be the thing that's the problem that we have in just about every other state that doesn't actually have electoral colleges. At the states that don't have their own electoral colleges, and I think there might actually be a couple that do, the largest population centers get what they want, and everybody else can get fucked. Not cool.
Nope.
Our little guy in Christchurch, he's actually got the sheet music. He even gave it to us. It sounds like it was, a little. It looked like a little rambly thing, and it did have more than one author. This is a small group effort, but if you look at the subtexts, you actually look at it really carefully, read it very carefully, and think about it, you'll see exactly what these people were after and exactly what they got. Yeah, I've noticed that, Ken. How you doing, man? Cities, they drive people absolutely batshit. And part of the reason for that is the open availability of police, which are a necessary thing. Police are a necessary thing. But you get a bunch of folks that have never had to worry about where their next meal is coming from, or whether or not some coyote or a bear or something is going to come out of the woods and eat their children, or break through a wall in their home, or do something else similar. Where you get people that have never been in a situation where they might actually want a firearm or have to have one in order to survive. Yeah, you get some nutty fucking folks. Okay, don't get me wrong. I am not. I don't recommend the average person have a gun. I don't. Why? Because they lack the training to make use of it appropriately, and most of these people, especially AOC / Anita Sarkeesian / other similar critter type lefties, they don't have the they don't have the maturity to know what power is and what kind of power something like that gives you and how to use it properly. What scares me is that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was handed power, then put on one of the more influential committees in Congress. She's been given an extraordinary amount of power, and I don't think she'll ever be able to handle that power. Yeah, they did. They gave us the street music. They gave us a fucking audio. They might as well have given us a fucking audio recording of what they were trying to accomplish. Because frankly, that's They told us in that manifesto. They told us exactly what they wanted. They get in the video, in the little live stream that got done. They gave us a shitload more. They gave us more information than we could ever fucking need. What they wanted is exactly what happened. No. What you needed to have done was buried that fucker. The worst part of it, you know what the fun part of it is? There are actually some websites, notably 8chan, 4chan, and one other that I will not mention because it is where I got the where I got the little file I used to download the objects in question and get a really good look. Because I actually had the manifesto. I got the manifesto almost right away, but the video was harder to find. And that site actually made the news, or at least it made the alternative media, because they were sent this thing. They were sent a letter by Polizei de Christchurch. I'll comment on that in a minute here, Opal. The Christchurch, the police, the detectives from Christchurch, and I know which one it was, actually. I read the whole thing. When they were asked to take down all that information and make sure that it wasn't available to anyone, the person that posted it, who was actually the person in charge of the freaking site, told them in no uncertain terms to get fucked. This person, he, she, it, what the fuck ever, was not about to do that. Most notably because they were just making demands without a fucking warrant. You don't do that. The place exists in Florida, not in fucking New Zealand. If it had existed in New Zealand, he might have actually gone for it. He probably wouldn't. He probably would have at least pushed back on it, but he probably would have gone for it because he doesn't want to get arrested. But telling companies all over the world, especially ones here in the United fucking States, that they don't want this information available because reasons. And all I'm hearing is shades of Tommy Robinson and the thing that he got arrested for. Anybody remember what that was? I bet you do, Opal.
Yeah, that was the last thing that they were going on him for was Tom Robinson, was his coverage. He doing what every other news organization was doing.
Yep.
And the problem was the position he took.
And they decided to make an example of him because he's Tommy Robinson. Okay, he has another name. I will not give that name. That's not the name he chooses to be known by. I don't necessarily support everything that he does. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he has to say. But I will respect not only his right to say it, and I will fight to the death for it if push comes to shove. If I'm in a position where I must fight to the death to protect his freedom of speech, I'm going to do that. Okay? The man legally changed his name, and that means that the name he was born with, the one that I will not utter, is a dead name by definition. Twitter should ban me for using that name in reference to that individual. But no, that actually applies to trans people, not to Tommy. Tommy doesn't get that consideration.
Nope. The special rules.
Rules for me, but not for thee. Or rules for thee, but not for me. And that's bullshit too. Jack, you might want to fix that. I know you can fucking hear me. And if you aren't hearing me directly, somebody will tell you. And to be perfectly honest with you, Ken, it's still wrong. The book in question was 1984. It was originally to have been titled 1948. The publisher said, really, that's a little close. So he went back and he changed a few things for to 1984, and he's still off by about 30 years or so. So 25 years. All right? No, 30 years. So, at some period of time. Don't mind me. I can't. Don't mind me. I am a mere squirrel. I cannot math. Or at least I don't want to math. Right now, I just don't want to. All right. Opal? No, I'm. Hey, Skid Row! No, actually, this, believe it or not, I used this one on purpose. And it was to actually be the conversation starter for what we've been talking about for the last half hour or so. But it will be gone. It will be going bye-bye here in just a minute or two, actually. You guys don't forget, I am, for some stupid reason, still the stream boss. I shouldn't be. And we're still trying to get the L0v3ly fund working. We aren't going to be able to get the dog we wanted. We didn't get there quick enough. But that's okay, because the fund still covers the other things that are wanted. So, and puts them a good chunk of the way towards the puppy dog towards the puppy dogs that they can get. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Entertain the folks. Hey, Opal, do you remember the list I gave you of games we're talking about today?
Vaguely. You know me and my memory.
You and your memory. That's right. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is you have a memory like mine.
No. Actually, what I want you to do is tell them about it.
Now leave it up to a surprise to what comes up. Let them be stunned, shocked, and entertained all at the same time. But yeah, it bothers me how quickly mainstream media and the extreme leftists just fell into queue with Christchurch shooter. Oh, they see everything as a gift. They just see everything as a gift horse. No matter how many bags of hammers fall. So how's the chat doing? How's everybody doing? Getting sick of the world? Wishing you could get lost in a video game? Well, I can tell you one thing that isn't on the menu today. Squirrel's too chicken to roast my gameplay of a certain demo game that I quite enjoyed. Don't know if you heard that, but is there any other news, by the way? Is there any other news that we've forgotten that happened over? Oh, I know what he forgot to talk about. Has anyone heard about the wonderful world of Patreon and the wonderful changes that they're implementing? I can't put anything out, but if I could, for those of you who don't know, Patreon is again trying to find ways to jack its price, and I would strongly suggest, if you know anybody using Patreon, to encourage them to leave for a number of reasons. Because I don't know if anybody remembered, but there was a few YouTubers that started tallying up all the third-party investments that Jack was getting. And I can't remember what it tallied up to. I know it was quite a bit, but I have to say, I don't know if it will go down the same way, but it sure sounds very much similar to, I don't know if you guys know this event, but what Defy Media did, where Defy Media borrowed a whole bunch of money and incurred investments based on the money that was going through its bank account. But if anybody who doesn't know it, Defy Media yet. You know, the thing that YouTube made YouTube creators who got too big to a certain level to require to help, you know, them defend against copyright claims and various other BS that would happen on YouTube. Well, Defy Media, if you don't know, after they did wonderful things with borrowing money and propping up the value of their company, sold it and ran.
All right, hang on a second here, folks. I'm back to pick on you here, Mr. Opal Dragon. I actually have a story that's connected to this, and I'm gonna get it right out of there. Let me just grab that real quick, like here.
Yeah, I'll just quickly end. So, as I said, if you know anybody who's still using Patreon, give them a fair warning that there's a very high risk that they could do the exact same thing that Defy Media, because Jack took in a lot of investment, and if that new pricing doesn't tell you he needs money, I don't know what. Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
Here we go. Now, much as I detest The Verge for most things, I'm going to use them this time because reasons.
Yeah. There's no reason to doubt. There's been so much verification for that.
Well, and I'm actually not a big fan of Adi Robinson as a journalist either. But you know what? There's really not very many ways that even that anybody could fuck this up. So, and what we're looking at here is about 3.5 or so hours old. And it's just after 12:30 Pacific. So that's been about 3 hours ago this was posted.
No, actually, I want to ask something of the audience. If anybody that's part of the Discord gets a copy of the video that Jack made to his clients there about the changes, I could get a copy of that. I'd be very much appreciated. Or if you could get a copy to Squirrel, I'd be very much appreciated, because then I could get from him.
I would love to have a copy of that. Okay, so here's the deal. They're actually splitting Patreon into 3 tiers, and they have and it has a variable line as to what you can actually do. Everybody that's currently on Patreon gets grandfathered in under Patreon Pro, but at their existing price. However, if they leave and come back or what the fuck ever, Patreon Pro will require them to pay a higher rate. And yes, by the way, I posted that in the I posted the link into the thing down there, or into the live chat, so that everyone can go and follow along. So, here we go. Here is an image. Patreon Live. This plan is for future creators, not current ones, future ones, who want a simple option to launch a membership without tiers and benefits they can get up and running within minutes. No tiers, just a creator page with become a patron, and they get to enter whatever the hell they want. Patreon Pro is Patreon as it currently exists. But the rate will go up for new peeps coming on board to up to 8% plus fee, not 5%, because taking 5% of our money isn't enough. We have to have 8, and because they're all packed full of venture capital, that they will eventually have to pay back plus an extra return. They're going to be stuck listening very closely to what those venture capitalists have to say. Okay, and then we have Patreon Premium, which is for folks with large followings. More or less, it's actually more or less the same as Pro. It's got a couple of extra. It's got an extra, I think, 1 or 2 extra bells. But here's the catch: you must give them, what is it, 12%. If you start after these things come into effect, 9 right now, and you have a minimum bill every month of $300 minimum. So don't go for the premium, and then not pull in enough donations one month. You'll be stuck on Patreon Lite because fucking rude.
Also, don't forget the attitude he displayed in a couple interviews. He thinks of it as Patreon itself funding these creators.
So for what Patreon folks are paying right now, they would get Lite under everything else. Pro is an 8% commission, and Premium has 12% with a minimum of $300. They don't, but this doesn't apply to the existing folks yet. Yeah. And I'm going to stress that yet, and I'm gonna stick to it. Sooner or later, everybody's going to go to the same rates.
Sadly, yes. Well, you know it's going to happen. It's happened everywhere else.
Well, every time people like this say, "Oh, it's opt-in," you actually want opt-in means eventually you won't have a choice. Almost every time. In other news, gaming companies hate gamers. Well, yeah, they kind of do actually. EA, Ubisoft, all the big folks, yeah, they all hate us. They want us to run off and die, or in an absolute worse, in a fate worse than death, they want us all to become like the fucking journalists. You guys wonder why you don't frequently see AAA games on my pile, and now you know why. Because honestly, after Mass Effect Andromeda and all the bullshit that went on after that, I don't want to play EA games. I don't.
Yeah. Well, even look at Phoenix Point there. If anybody knows what Phoenix Point did there, you know.
The Phoenix Point went through their Kickstarter promising GOG and Steam, and then then just days before they were due to push things out the door, they said, nope, fuck it, we're going strictly with Epic for a year. It's the same thing that happened with Metro Exodus, only part of the problem is that a lot of the investment they had for their Kickstarter came from China, and they're not allowed to use the Epic Store over there. At least that's what I've been told. And to add insult to injury, they weren't going to be getting Steam or GOG keys to hand out.
Yeah, but that shows you how much they cared about the gamers.
Well, and here's the thing: they offered full refunds, except that it was let leak by somebody with lips a little bit looser than they really should have been, that they could refund every backer completely and still be in the black, based on no more than what Epic gave them.
Yep.
Okay, this is asinine. Don't do this to people. Yeah, the guys here, the guy. Honestly, I don't really like The Verge. I think it's like top tier garbage. It's at least high class garbage. Almost as good as Vice, as far as being garbage.
Yeah. Well, they kowtow to the right companies, you know, like the correct companies, you know. And you'll see them attack unjustly companies that really deserve it.
Okay, I have now switched off the Anita Serkis. I have now switched Anita off. You're welcome.
This is why I'm going to extend my thanks to you one more time, Squirrel. I appreciate the fact that you do this volume, because with the interviews you've done with some of these smaller devs, you can tell they literally care about trying to get the best
Yeah.
gameplay that they're
Because you see, here's the thing: the upper end, the upper end, most of the AAA folks, they don't like me because I'll actually speak my mind, but not play the Access journalism game. I don't do that. I refuse. I don't play the Access journalism game. I don't ask them for a game that I don't think would. But then again, I don't ask for a game unless I think it has some merit, or at least of late. That's going to stop very soon. Because I'm going to start working. I'm probably going to I may in fact add another live stream during the week, or at some point. You know, the shit games of the hour. The publisher screwed the developer and publisher. Axiom Verge. I heard something. I heard something about that, Richard. The one I know about, the one that happened most recently was actually, wasn't that? I think the publisher you're talking about is Epic Games, because Axiom Verge is there now. Was there a secondary? You know what? I'll look that one up and get back to you on Saturday. I want to make sure I have all of my ducks in a row. I heard something about it. I have not looked into it. I will do that. Opal, please make it, if you would be so kind as to put a note somewhere so you can put a bug in my ear after the stream. That would be brilliant.
Okay. Yeah, because to find out another garbage developers, man.
No, this is garbage publishers.
Yeah.
Speaking of, here in the very near future, I will be setting up an interview. Probably next week we're going to be doing a lot of interview stuff. I intend to get the guy that did Dungeon Dream, although that may actually have to be a pre-recorded video, since he's in Italy and I'm not. That's a very large time gap, and either I'm going to have to be up at 4 in the morning or he's going to have to be up really fucking late. And you know what, Rich? The second I get an opportunity to do that, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna go do my once the stream ends, I'm do my freaking homework, and I will dig out what the hell happened there. And no, I'm not gonna take Shitako's word for it. Jason Schreier can kiss mine. Okay, hi noon at the OK Corral. We have changed the image. Please do not forget that I've still got something like 70,000 hit points. So y'all might want to look into that.
They're all weak. They'll never defeat you.
Oh, where did you get Aono Kiseki on PC? I want to know that. I want to know where you got the PC versions of either game. Well, I know where you got Zero. I didn't know they had a PC edition of Ao. Yes, please. You do that. I would very much appreciate it. Include the patches, please. Because I think that might actually run. That's probably going to run a little better than trying to do this through, trying to do all of that crap through whatchamacallit. Yeah, that thing. The emulator. Having it run natively would be much better.
Yeah.
Okay. Please be aware we are still looking for the last about $30 for Senno Kiseki 3, which while admittedly we have a few months to do that, the earlier it gets done, the better I'm going to feel about it. I will feel much better about it then. Because that means I can walk in the night before and what is probably going to be Halloween by handing them over money. 3 levels of prostitution, they will own you. Well, that's just it. It seems like Patreon and Twitter already think Patreon, Twitter, and Flakebook. You know, the patronage, the Twitter, and the Flakebook already seem to think that they do. And I know there's a law that's been proposed in Florida. Thank you for reminding me. Now that I've come up with that, that are going to that are the purpose of which is to define these large social media companies like this with significant numbers of users as online public squares, whether they're privately owned or not. And they really do seem to think they own you, especially when we're talking about Zuckerberg and Facebook, and Twitter and Twatterjack. They really do think that they actually don't view you as a user; they view you as a product. Thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate that greatly. I will get those things sorted out, and we'll use those instead. It's not like I don't already have like physical copies of the games physical copies of those games on some platform or another. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No piracy. I disavow piracy in all ways. I disavow piracy in all ways, shapes, and forms, because if I don't, Susan will yell at me. All right then. So
I'm fairly anti-piracy too, but
you know, just well. All right, so we've eaten through almost an hour, just kind of ranting back and forth about shit, and I'm pretty sure we didn't cover all of it, but I don't care right now. So we're gonna do a thing, and our first game is going to be one of the fun ones. I have to make a connection to the machine before I do this. I'm making a connection to the machine. I have to connect something, and it'll make a noise, or should, or maybe it won't. I don't know. And this game, here's a game 5 years in the making. The original edition, the original version of this game was sold some time ago. It was sold at that time. And we're looking at like 5 years ago. Five and a half years ago. They have made a new version of this game, a much expanded version of this game, and referred to and tacked the number 2 on it, and it's coming off onto the market soonish. I have it well in advance. Of the release date in question, and I have and I am allowed to cover it in writing as much as I want, in any way that I would really care to, as long as I'm not selling copies, which I can't do anyway because it's keyed. Okay. I have a couple more I have one more interesting piece of information for you when it is available. By word of God, as in the guy that actually made the guy that's in charge of the group that made the freaking game. This particular edition, despite being several orders of magnitude larger, is going to run out at $8 US. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and fire it up, and we're going to go. No, that's not the right version. There it is. I want this version. We got some others too. And yes, this is probably going to be loud. I haven't even. This is the first time I've even double clicked on it. But I love the original. I got to play it for a little while. Here we go. To be played in verse. By design, there is no story, only crazy kung fu! Thing is, we're going to drop the audio. Wow!
At least get the music down.
Whoa, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this off too. Yeah, that'll do. And we'll just go ahead and do this in windowed mode, like so. Graphics quality is fine. Controls! Okay, customize. Show some eyes, some shadings. And we'll do it this way. There you go. That'll do. That'll be just fine. System. Turn off the tips, the blood effects. When hovering over another player. What?
Oh, good. I was gonna say. I hope there are blood effects. Hopefully, we'll get a card for that. Oh, you can do this in the game card. Cool. That looks better. You get that sound.
Press that. Press that back. Alright. Oh! Konami confirms anniversary editions for all platforms, including Castlevania.
Oh, yeah. No, you just play that.
Okay, Hood Boy, let's do it. Come on. Do not button mash. Button mashing bad.
Don't button mash.
Do not button mash.
You cannot move in this game. Wait for enemies to enter the zone.
Right.
Attack when enemies are touching. Press B to attack the enemy.
I may have to get this for my brother.
Huzzah! Round 2.
Open to enemy attacks. Try not to miss.
One more.
This is a tutorial. Whoa!
Whoa!
There you go.
Now that's like it.
Silver dollars. Yeah, I know. The earliest silver dollar stuff was just, it was terrible. And at this point, they're doing this point. One Finger Death Punch was really kind of is really where they kind of hit their stride. And this is just improved. It really is. I'm also going to see if I can get them on for interviews because I'd like to talk about their entire history. I'm aware of most of it, and you can't get most of their games, most of all the old Xbox Live games, or XBLA games anymore, which is sad. For a spin! Hey.
Oh, I think I was button mashing in the past.
Ooh, misses. More stars.
Ooh, nice image in the background.
All rounds complete. Yes, I know. I 4 misses total for the entire thing. Play at 20% manual speed. Boom, 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 boom. And again, I saw One Finger Death Punch, and then I played One Finger Death Punch a long time ago. And then when I saw that One Finger Death Punch 2 was coming up, I went, nope, they're never going to give it to me. I'm going to ask anyway. And within about 3 hours, they handed it to me. Okay, Skid Row, I would be thrilled to do that, but I have not seen the game you're talking about, I don't think. I will have to look it up. Alright, let's keep going. Because this shit is cool. I can actually, fun thing is I can put it down. This game is one that this isn't the original One Finger Death Punch. This is game 2.
Sequel.
This is the sequel. It will be $8 US. I don't know if Grady, I couldn't tell you, but welcome aboard, man. Zaxter may have wandered off because we spent like an hour talking about new shit.
Yeah, I think he was only here for the assault.
Yeah, I honestly do think.
Your life. Throwing weapons kill in one hit. Let's attack to throw.
You're punching too early, Squirrel. That's what the wife said?
Last hit. Dead enemies dead. Revenge will be yours. Enemies can be attacked anywhere.
No, I have not played Poggers yet. I've been waiting for Zaxter to forward me a copy. This one will be $8, and they actually gave their reasons for it. They wanted to make this game as available. They wanted to make it so the game that whilst they wanted to make it a little bit more expensive than the last one, because they've been spending their money over the last 5 years to make this game without any other form of income. But they wanted to make sure it was successful for the largest number of people.
Yeah. Did you say it was a really large game?
Hey, Jay Brown! Oh, by the way, for those of you who are actually interested in the manifesto, Jay is planning on putting together a video going over it, and if he's up for it, I'll even join him for it.
He does a pretty good job. He's got really calm videos. You need going through the interview with,
You know what? If I can get a copy from
Your life.
If I can get a copy from Zaxter, I will be thrilled to let everybody know if it's fun. Given that I know what it's supposed to be.
Dead enemies dead.
Two minutes is still 5 stars. Hi.
you did good.
And honestly, Grady, I get it. I don't like spending money if I don't think the game's if I don't know if the game's gonna be any fun. That's what reviews are about. But then I have a tiny amount of access to some things, and if I want to see a game badly enough, I will pay for it. I will pay for it up front. Mostly if previous games have been by this company or in a particular series have been good. Or if I really think the game is going to be hot garbage and you guys need to know about it. And yes, I will do that.
I will spend money to take tribute to like when Super Amana came out as a re-release to the PC. I bought that more because I really enjoyed
Was
it.
for each farm.
A game like this, I know a few people who are just so happy with it. Something to let off steam from every now and then.
Attack right to remove the red bar. Throw the bar in the ground. Attack left to remove the blue bar. Attack only once per bar. You have this entire zone to test the bars. Always match from the bottom bar. must move down the street. Attack only once for each bar.
Right.
Right. Attack once for each bar. Attack right to remove the red bar. Rotate the bar in the ground. Attack left to remove the blue bar. Attack only once per bar. You have this entire zone to mess across. Always match on the bottom bar.
Has this been released yet?
No, it has not been released, but it will be.
Okay, so do you know when the release date is?
I could actually, be honest with you, I could hunt that down.
Oh, okay, you don't know off the top of your head. 8 bucks. Can't go wrong with a game like this.
They did actually give me a. Fun part of it is they actually did give me a. They did actually give me a release date, and it's actually for it's for next month. Ow! Yep, April 15, 2019. Yep, that's actually, that's what I wanted to say was Income Tax Day in the U.S., but I didn't know exactly, so I didn't want to give you an exact date. That is correct though. If that's what Steam has, that's actually that's going to be right.
Yeah. This reminds me of the YouTuber, but this reminds me of the YouTuber that used to do stick figures that would combat each other going through systems.
Oh, 2-hit enemies. 2-hit enemies. Okay, let's try it.
Oh, it takes more than one punch.
Two hits. And these hits are indicated below them.
Yeah, so damn big. Voting with blood for the gods.
And enemies left.
Tutorial level 4. Oh, 4 stars 4 times. Actually, believe it or not, Skedro, it was designed for the stickman thing. You put your controller down, pop, 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 pop. It's all good. And you can do the same. It's the same thing with the keyboard. It's listed as having partial controller support, and this is absolutely 130% true. You don't need, but the fun part of it is you don't need the entire controller, just 2 buttons.
Yep.
And actually, over the entire game, including the interface and all the rest of the shit, you need 6. It's the start, select, Y, A, X, and B, and only X and B only actually work in the gameplay. Nope, the game did not lie to me.
Yeah, it did not lie.
Okay. Export options, A to exit. We are going to exit. No, we want to go away. It's exit. We are going to play that again. Actually, what I need to do is get this thing shut down. So,
No.
that's it.
Not my type of game, but damn,
You know what? Actually, it gives me all the warm fuzzies that One Finger Death Punch 2 did, the original did.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it's a game almost any. Honestly, it's a game pretty much any. My 8-year-old could play this. My 4-year-old could probably play this if I could get him over his button meshing thing.
Yeah. But
And it does look like.
I was going to say. That being said, not only would I want to get it for my brother, I would, even though it's not my type of game, I would not object to having this in my library. It's just a cool little game that, it's like, it'd be cool to have around for when you have guests or whatever who would enjoy that game, because that looks cool. It looks fun. It's even fun to watch. At least that's my thoughts off the bat.
Yeah. You know what? To be honest with you, it plays a lot like the other one did, and that's a good thing. And the tutorial gives you enough of a build-up.
Yeah.
So that's all. That's pretty much what I gotta say. If you like the original, you'll adore this. If you thought the original was shit, you might still want to try. You might want to at least try it and see if it works any better for you. It does seem to go a lot smoother, and it's my recent habit of Twitch games, of Twitchy games and first-person shooters of late that has caused this particular the problems I was having this time. You know what, Grady? We're a little packed up today because we don't really have that much time left. But I will be more. But put a bug in my ear for later, and we will see how that works out for rock and roll. I do actually have a copy. Zachary did give me one of those. That was a long time ago. I'm not going to do it today, but I will. If you'll come back on Saturday, I'll make sure it finds its way on the list. How's that sound, Grady? All right. Either way, we have to move on to our next abomination, and this time we've got something a little different. Actually, this one's probably going to be as different from the previous one as it will be from the last one. A little more. This one's going to be a tad more sedate in some ways, and in other ways not so much. And here is okay. I got one of those stock Unity, one of those stock Unity things, screenies. For setting up your video options. Not a big fan of those. Sometimes it's just an indicator of lazy devs. Other times it's an indicator of devs that really just didn't have time to or thought about it. Or they haven't figured. Well, I'm pretty sure they figured out how. It shouldn't be that hard. That's assuming this game's going to work at all. It should. There we go.
Network online. Channel L0v3ly Secure uplink initiated.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll get that audio cranked down for you guys.
Hackers break into financial institutions, cell phone networks, and personal email accounts.
In support of our military and our government.
So we need successful strategy.
We collectively have a long way to go. Build the intelligence capabilities.
Wow!
We need an FTC to follow its statutory authority to protect consumers both online and off.
The program uses facial recognition to constantly monitor citizens.
The United States is aggressively tracking and deterring criminals and terrorists online.
Wow, Hillary. if you only knew how much that is not true.
Stinger OS now active.
Okay, let's see what that registration thing goes with. Right. Okay, I'm gonna have to do. Well, you know what? Actually, it's not gonna. This isn't gonna kill me. You guys probably know. Anybody that's been paying attention, they already know what my email address is. Anybody that's actually looked at my about page would be able to get their hands on it anyway. All right.
Up to you. You can always swap it out briefly, but.
Clicky the bush. Right. I know I should read those first, but I don't actually have time. But I don't. That was actually. Please visit the account. If I'd known that was actually going to be, a thing, then I would have done this way before. Okay, so you will have to have an external account. That's a thing. Not a brilliant thing, but it's a thing.
Well, at least it makes it easy to generate one.
It probably sent me some sort of ugly email already. We'll look. Oh, that's a game I gotta do this one. I gotta do that one on Saturday too. And they have actually not. They don't appear to have sent me an email yet. All right. All right. So you want me to go to the academy, huh? Is that what it is? That's the communication center. Nope. What's this? Bounties in open world. Where the hell is the... Okay, that's not what I want. It says clicky there. What's this? What's that? Okay, fine. Let's click here. Okay, there we go. Academy time.
Welcome to Boot Camp Recruit.
Oh.
I'm Sergeant Wheeler, and I'm here to teach you all you'll need to know to become an elite member of our cyber warfare unit. Your recruitment officer told me you've got a decent head on your shoulders, and I'm here to find out whether or not that's an accurate assessment. I sure hope you don't disappoint. We only take the best at 19-4. NIGHT stands for Network Intrusion and Technical Evaluation. Your task is to identify, infiltrate, and gather intelligence from computer systems used by enemies of the Black Watchmen. Governments are
Where the hell they
short
are.
on time and resources, so it's up to us to take action. We address imminent global threats that can't wait for bureaucracy. Because we're a covert organization operating outside the rules of engagement that govern our allies, intelligence agencies around the world seek our help. Before we cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war, you have some training to do. Ready for the challenge? Then let's lock in.
You know what, Sarge? Plus for Shakespeare reference. Cry havoc and let's slip the dogs of war. All right. Come on, let's go.
Select the Stinger OS Basics certification in the panel on your left.
Yes,
It'll bring up an information screen on your right. Then
Yes, ma'am.
click Access Certification to begin training.
Right.
Good luck, recruit.
Okay. Click. Access certification. Click here to initiate phase the
Operating
first.
System is our own cyber warfare and network intrusion platform. It's a beautiful piece of software built by combining the most advanced open source hacking modules from civilian and military sources. If you've experienced any penetration testing platforms like Colleague or Metasploit, you'll recognize similarities. Zoning out already? Okay, I know most of you have the attention span of a goldfish when it comes to basic training, but mastering this intrusion platform is key to becoming a lethal cyber warfare agent in the field. Ready to get started? Let's familiarize ourselves with the Stinger OS menu. If this takes more than 5 minutes, I'll fire our user interface team. Only kidding, it'll be easier to fire you. Let's verification is broken into 3 stages, and your objective will automatically update as we progress. Click Initiate Phase 1 on your left panel, and I'll pass you over to one of our agents to take it from here.
All right.
Many of our recruits, so you're in good hands.
Yeah, you're gonna hold on a sec here. You're gonna hold on a sec here, Sarge. I want to see something before anything else happens. I want to see something. This game is currently out. There's a deluxe edition that includes the base game is $34.99, and if you want the network administrator version, which the primary edition of that is actually to build levels yourself. That will be that's another $60 on top of it. So the game's kind of if you want every damn thing, if you will wind up putting out some money on it, some real money on it. But given what I see already, the basic taste test here is going pretty well. Click here to initiate phase 1. Comms check. Okay.
Comm check 1127. Hey, this is Agent Dylan. I'll be your wingman during training. Word of advice, it's always the know-it-alls who make the biggest mistakes. We can't afford mistakes, so keep a level head. As Wheeler explained, you're starting basic and building up from there. Go to the information gathering menu on your left and launch the fingerprint module. Drag the window around a bit and complete the test by typing the command help. Easy, right?
Goldfish Edition, real-life preferences, Goldfish Edition, call a pentest platform, and a Metasploit framework. Okay. Okay, go back, and we're gonna wait. Nope. Get back here. Click the start training over here. Information gathering. Host fingerprint.
Information gathering module initiated.
Oh, well. Agent commands run help.
That was easy. Okay.
Oh, maybe minus the minus. Don't put in the dash.
Please know that's Kentucky. That would be a Kentucky website.
Yep. So you're basically espionaging Canada right now.
Yeah, well, some bit in Canada. Newsstream Live is the news organization, looks like.
Typical American.
Scan completed. Now what?
Genius bird.
Something happened. I'm not sure what it was.
Not sure either. Oh. Drag the window around.
Start training.
The only thing you forgot to do.
Information gathering module initiated.
CA. I'm actually glad I've got this game. This game is gonna rock. I just found my new favorite hacking game, by the way, folks. Darknet, eat your fucking heart out. Congratulations, training's up, and boom, training's done. I got stuff.
Open the drone and imaginary module at the bottom.
Excellent.
Hang on.
That's not as common as you'd imagine.
What?
The Stinger OS lets you access resources from other divisions within the Black Watchman. Division 40 is in charge of IMINS, the Imagery Intelligence section, and MASINS, the Measurement and Signature Intelligence. They provide you with satellite feeds and drone coverage during operations. You can access these services at the bottom of your screen. Division 40 is the fourth icon from the left. Click it and enter the following coordinates. 38 latitude, minus 77 longitude. Once you activate the satellite, click the back to globe link to end your task.
Yes, Richard, that's exactly what my plan is. I'm going to, as soon as I get my ass home with my copy of Trails of Cold Steel 3, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get the damn thing installed, and then the stream will start probably very shortly thereafter. Because I'm going to give you guys at least, I'm going to give you guys at least my first session with that game. At very minimum. Okay, corn menu. Yeah, background process.
Drone and imagery intelligence active.
It was 38 by negative 77.
77.
Clicking.
Down for you.
Deploying satellite imagery, and once it's done with the thing, it will tell me what I'm doing.
I forgot the last task now.
Once
I remember the goldfish.
Once it's done, device and vehicle. Okay, eye in the sky, and now we have to get back to globe. And now back to certification. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually really strongly considering doing a few more of those Persona 5 streams.
Nice! Before completing the certification, I want you to check out your agent profile. It's at the top left of your Stinger OS. Change your avatar and return here to finish this certification.
Okay. Ass kicking. We're gonna do this. And what do we got? We can do some stuff here. Badge frames. Okay, there's that part anyway. Okay, and we'll just. Okay, fine. Is this a thing? Ooh, we can get a we can get some custom. So I don't have any problem ghosting it. Here we go. NATO, no. Hacknet! Yes, that's right. Actually, I'm going to use the Uplink skin because I actually own both Hacknet and Uplink. So I got these two things for free. If you already own those games, or you want to buy or you're okay with the idea of buying them as part of a bundle, which will give you, I think, a little bit of a tiny bit of a discount overall, you can actually do. You can have those too. And both of those are really good games. I actually cut my teeth in the quote-unquote hacker genre on Uplink. And for its day, it was one of the most realistic critters you could possibly have. This one is designed and intended to be even more realistic. Up to and including being used as a training platform. Yeah, there we go. I like it. Alright. That's the UI skin. Let's get some avatared. I want this or that. That thing. And we have some emblems. And some of those it looks like some of these will have to be earned later. And, oh, okay, yeah, these will have to be earned later, I think. These are probably these later ones are probably earned in game later on. That one looks kind of cool. We'll look at that. Congratulations, training completed. And the UI and this UI skin for Uplink is absolutely kick-ass. I love it. All right, that's it for the certification. I get 200 XP. Hey, Tindra, welcome aboard. Our kids have to see Kung Fu to understand grasshopper. I agree. The grasshopper, the grasshopper reference. Yeah, I caught the reference. Don't get anybody wrong, and I loved it. Oh God, no! Please don't crash.
Uh-oh.
No crashing. No crashing. It's not doing the thing. Oh, maybe this here.
Yeah,
Or
he would definitely get that one. He doesn't pay his overflow staff to let everything fly over.
Click and go back. All right, so we've actually got the Stinger OS basics. We have drag the thing around to explore all the areas. Got some fun shit looking around in here. What is that? Okay. This is the one we just finished. It's over somewhere. I don't know, where's the one we just finished? Oh well. Okay, escape to go back. Okay, we're good. And let's do it again. Alright, that's the academy thingy. Actually, I'm gonna keep going back. There's that part. Okay, we're just gonna click this out, and we're gonna see what blah 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 blah. What's this? No, I don't want to do that. That's the developers updatey things. But what I really want to do right now is probably going to be in here. Leave the game. See, all good. Oh, they got shortcut keys, general graphics, audio, blah 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 blah, and full multiplayer. Woo.
Huh. I wonder how that would work multiplayer.
I don't know. I'm going to look at the Illuminati Dragon. Oh, wow. Okay. These things are locked somehow, and we're just going to go ahead and leave the game because we still have another game to do. We're going to go ahead and shut. Confirm.
Closing root access.
Ooh. Hello, my name is Root. Because we do actually have one more game. This is a game that I had my hands on, or that I wanted to have my hands on last summer. It is currently on sale for a bit less than $20 for me, out of what would normally be $50. But I borrowed this copy from a friend, and I won't say which one because it's not really all that important. I'm gonna and we're gonna poke around on it. I'm gonna have I have a little bit of yelling to do at Sega because apparently they decided somewhere down the line they decided they didn't like me very much. But I'm gonna do this anyway. Let's go ahead and do it.
Yep. I got the marshmallows. Let's start the roast.
Oh wait, just wait for it, Opal. We're gonna have that one out too. Your turn is coming, Mr. Dragon.
You're too chicken to do it.
I'll chicken you.
Too afraid to hurt my fifis.
Am I afraid to hurt Anita Sarkeesian's fifis? Have you found me terrified of Anita Sarkeesian's fifis? If not, then compared to that, you couldn't even be interesting on purpose. Seriously. And somebody's got to knock me out of the stream boss thing. Somebody else has got to become the stream boss. Especially somebody that wants to be really pissy. Here we go. Come on, game. I know you're trying to do this thing. Why are you trying to do this thing? Here we go. Sega. There we go. This is Shining Resonance Refrain, and it is actually based, at least somewhat loosely, on the original Shining series. And so, if you played Shining of the Darkness, Shining Wisdom, not Shining Wisdom, Shining the Holy Ark, you would have some idea of how this is actually going to work. They did make some changes because of the way they put this together. And yes, I poked at this a little bit. Am I stuttering? Yeah. Yes, she who shall not be named. Well, okay. She's already been named. She's even been named to shame today. Press any button. I don't know how I'm stuttering because I'm not actually losing frame rate at all. Hell, everything seems. Yeah, if I'm not terrified of hoisting Anita Sarkeesian on her own petard, I should have no problem. Hey, thank you for the subscribe there, Mr. Madonna. It is greatly appreciated. Every little bit helps. Subscribers are brilliant things to have. And you guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Share around to all your friends, because every time people do this, it actually makes it that much better in terms of the algorithm. All right, I'm not sure actually. Don't get me wrong, Tom. I've got loads of games with well-endowed women. Even if this one proves to be a mild disappointment, I'm pretty sure I got something for you. Okay. And we are going for... Because this was actually put together on something else originally. Oh, this is the original story, and then the refrain is doing the other side. He struggles to defy the fate alongside his Dragoneer companions. Well, you gotta realize it's a Sega product by its nature, so it's going to have that. It's going to have some of those. And we'll play on casual because reasons. Again, we're talking about Japanese anime, so we're talking about Japanese games in anime style. So well-endowed women are not going to be rare. Were you having a stutter over there, Opal? Rar.
Oh, yeah, audio on my end was just going all weird. It was like.
They shouldn't have done that. I think everybody else was okay.
No, it was me. It was me. It was me.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm. We're under attack! Ah!
It's an elf! A dragoneer!
An elf?
Soldiers to the front gate! Go!
Moonlit Overture. Ooh. We've actually only got about 20 minutes or so on on the normal stream length, so.
Looks like she got their attention. That should leave this area. Right on time, too.
Oh, yeah.
She's never been one for half measures. But now it's our turn. Our target's on this floor. He should be trapped in a cell in the furthest part of the lab. We find him and save him.
Yes, m'lady.
I want everyone coming back in one piece. Move out. Our mission starts now.
Move out! You could have left that last sentence off there, Sega. We would have survived it. Move the character we're currently controlling with the left stick. Okay. Here's hard to look around. You can move around. You can move the camera with the right stick.
Oh, that's going to really appeal to Tom now.
Oh yeah, that's going to appeal to a lot of people, myself included.
Yeah.
Here's our first combat tutorial.
The target should be just ahead.
You there! Halt!
No, I don't wanna.
Should have figured it wouldn't be that easy.
Don't mind that guy. He's just salty because he had to be at work today.
Who are you? State your business.
Definitely salty.
Would you believe I'm here to rescue a princess? I guess you don't care.
Okay. Because that's only about half true. There's no princess involved here. She's actually the closest to a princess we have right here.
In any case, I owe you an introduction. I am Sonia Blanche, a sworn knight of Astoria.
You know what the sad part of it is? You don't owe him an introduction. You owe us an introduction. Completely different.
Astoria! Breach! Been a breach!
Intruders! Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Okay, very squirrel, much loud. Okay, give me a second, and I will be more than happy to rectify that for you. We're not going to do that because that would be... Okay. Since Sonia is a loudmouth, we're going to cut her volume down, right about there. Actually, let's crack it up a little bit more because I want to actually be able to hear it fairly well. Alright.
Unfortunately for you, I'm in a hurry, so I won't be holding back. Here I come.
Dead voice acting. Oh, so...
Gotta run that armor set by Shadowversity. Or Shadowverse or whatever. Shadowverse.
Pressing B. Pressing Y. Ooh, a break attack. Okay. Don't want to. Go away. Quick attacks and high defense. Okay.
Oh, one of these. Okay.
That dash, by the way, is a, amount of action points. Okay. Basic action combat. I like her combat moves. Yeah. Okay. Combat resulting. Let's go get that guy first because...
Here they come.
Oh, I got an armor break on him. Fucking die. Portion 36 golden, no items dropped. Rude. Okay, that's the area map. Let's see if I've got a... Ooh. Items. I have... Oh, I got. Where did I get a swimsuit? Okay.
You got a uniform?
Maid, idol, a couple different swimsuits. She's got 5 of them sum total. I like it. I like it a lot.
Get ready. Here they come. Here we go.
You should get lots of extra protection for that.
You know what? I'd be happy. I'd be happiest if I was actually getting. If I got a whole bunch of views for that stunt. Still no items dropped. I'm gonna have to kill something down over here, and that thing over there. That thing needs to be. Is going to make me want to. Is going to try and make me die. Almost the same suit as a repaint, which is not terrible. I do like the way they put a little bit more support under her heels, so I can imagine she could run in that, which, whilst not what I call brilliant, is not terrible. Let's have a look at number 3, because reasons. That's the original swimsuit, this time in white. All right, let's see what the next one looks like. Number 4. Blue and white stripies. We like the blue and white stripies. Okay.
Stripe.
That's the kawaii edition. The kawaii edition. Ooh.
Oh, that one I like.
This crimson is this. You know what? You know what, Sonia? This crimson, it looks good on you. It really does.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's find something at least a hair more practical. There we go.
Maid.
Ooh, shining maid.
I get squirrels looking for somebody to do some dusting.
Well, you know what? Whatever's going on down the end of there, they're going to get rest. It's going to happen with the maid, with it being the maid. So the maid is going to do it. Oh, check out. See what I found.
Let me guess. You got lots of stuff for her to polish.
Oh, at least 1 or 2 things.
This is it. If our information's right, he should be in here.
Yeah, John Ward did do a good one, a good reading of the song of the Song of the Cow. Who else? Oh, Academic Agent did one. I think it was Academic Agent. It was on that particular Tucker Tuesday thing. I think it was last night's Tucker Tuesday. I have not seen Hard Bastards edition of that, by the way. I should probably go look. Actually, you know what? I should be subscribed to Hard Bastard, but I never seem to get any kind of. I never get alerts on his shit. So last I heard, well, then it's been a while since I've heard anything about Hard Bastard. So, look, it's a dude.
What? How cruel! I'm here to help.
He's being assisted by the maid.
Are you Yuma Ilvern?
Yes, that's me.
Yup. Uh-oh. I've been disconnected from the chat, Opal. Why have I been...
So I was just about to mention something. I said, the chats are broken on me.
Reload the chat.
Talk about something we shouldn't have?
Reload.
Have we made the YouTube gods mad?
I don't know. It's currently screaming about an internal server error.
Oh, I just got that message again. You Try and pop up the chat.
Okay, now we're back. Hey, maybe you can go over cover. Prisons have made something. Usually they have drudges, I think, Tom. But this is actually we had a. Okay, so I wasn't the only one that got disconnected from the chat. Looks like Skid Row did. I had to reload it. I only had to reload it like 4 times.
Well, I did 3. Well, no, actually, I had 4. That's right. I did
Get ready! It's another wonderful YouTube update. Oh God, I hate it when. You know what? That's the most dangerous 2 words on the internet. YouTube update.
I'm Sonia, a Knight of Astoria. I'm here to break you out. Just follow me.
Follow me. What?
Come on. We need to escape before the guards arrive.
You mean they're not here already?
Escape? Escape to where? I have nowhere to go.
Pretty sure we all did. Or at least anybody that's still watching.
Do you want to stay here?
Well, of course not.
But
then follow me. We just need to make it out and you're free. You can go anywhere you want.
But I don't have any place to go.
Come on, let's go.
All right.
Please note he's wearing a collar with a lock on it. I don't know what the hell's up with that, but fuck it. We'll probably find out eventually.
There she is. That's the Astoria Knight.
I'm a maid. She's a maid. Don't you have eyes?
There's more of them than I thought. So much for slipping out the main gate. Okay, change of plans.
The master beatdown time.
Milady.
Good timing. Looks like we're going with plan B for the escape. This way.
No. We'll hold the line here. You get to safe ground.
That's not gonna happen. She already told you.
No. Then all of you would.
We'll be fine. We survived your training, didn't we? A handful of Imperials aren't gonna take us out.
You know what, Opal? I have no idea. Slap.
You know it's half-assed because they fired all their good software engineers.
Yeah, well, that's all on Giggle and Alphabet.
Do me proud, everyone.
Do me. Okay, you know what? You know what, Sonia? Again, we love you to pieces. You're super cute, but the phrasing on that probably needed to be looked at. Do me proud, okay? I'm not sure she wants that. She wants to be done that many times.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. Just follow me. We can escape from up top instead.
Oh, goody. How are we gonna? How the fuck you plan on doing that? It's left bumper and any of the buttons displayed on the screen. Right. Okay. L1. Where she's going, she'd be dead before she gets there. I don't think we have any healing abilities. Wow, this is a short dungeon. Run your little backsides off. We're going to go here and do a save. Fromage off. I survived the maid training. Hey, so guess what we don't have? We have no capacity to heal at all.
Get ready. Here they come. Here we go.
Today is, I believe, the first official day of spring, and I don't actually have an answer for you, sir. Ooh, save point, yummy, yummy, save point.
Define spring.
Well, I think it's either today or tomorrow that's supposed to be the spring equinox.
Yeah,
load game at the title screen. Right, got it. Okay.
I was being a little sarcastic, you know.
Alright, we are going to save right here. And then we're going to... Okay, I want this one. That's a little idle outfit here, and they got one more we haven't actually looked at. I'll put her back. I'll probably put her back in her armor here in a minute. School uniform.
For all those people whose school uniform finishes.
And there are a number of people that do actually. I had a feeling that's what they were talking about, but again, not entirely sure. I'll go ahead and put you back in your armor, kiddo.
Actually, yeah, she had pretty cool armor. I'll give it that much. The armor design was cool.
I do like that armor design. I'm not sure about that great big hole in the front. I think it's actually. I'm pretty sure its actual purpose is to be a distraction.
Yeah.
Either way, we are just about out of time in the next sections, and the next section of this, if memory serves, is going to take a while. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and kill this game for right now. Well, you're not very helpful. 186 gold. We have all of that. Alt 4. There we go. Now it goes. Now it's going to go away. So, I would like to have my own copy of this, so I'm not taking up somebody else's library here. So we'll just toss. If you want to see more of it, we'll just toss that on the pile of other things we got to get. But right now, yeah, I'm currently looking for the about $30 or so to finish off Trails of Cold, to finish paying off Trails of Cold Steel 3. And after that, then hey, we're all good. There's a couple more games I want to lay my hands on. Doom Eternal is going to be one of those, but I'm not 100% sure of the release date. So take that with several large grains of, take that with a couple of nice salt licks. I'm pretty sure they said it was going to be this year, but I don't know exactly. If I was them, I'd put it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, as long as they make the wait worth it.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, there's a lot you can do with it, and there's a lot you might not want to be able to do with it.
Yeah.
1153, 139, and 141. Okay. Let me see if I can get one of those.
There were some games that made the wait worth it, and then there were some that didn't. No Man's Sky being one of them.
This is initial release date 2019. We don't know exactly when. But it will be released for Wind Blows. It will be released for Windows, Stick, not Nintendo 4, Xbone, and something called Stadia. Not quite sure what that is. But I'm pretty sure that if I looked that up, I could find out. All right.
And the other thing is, as long as they don't delay it for bribery.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh. No kidding.
Oh, that's actually their giggle box. That's Google's new streaming platformy box.
Mm.
The game's hosted on Google server, so all we have to do is deal with the visual feedback from the game. It's basically just a controller. Yeah, you know what? I don't actually. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not all that excited at this point for this. You have to have a minimum 15 megabit per second connection, and I just don't. I can get to those speeds when the cell modem gods smile on me and they decide that they want to like kiss the entire ass, then I might get 15 megabits per second.
See, here's my biggest problem with basically a streaming service. Is it's more the climate. Like okay, yes, the technology, you can make an argument for the technology, but if you get the technology, my problem is the current climate, especially towards censorship. What now? If you don't at least with Steam, you literally bought the game. Where if like on a streaming service, they could yank a game at any point on you, and plus the fact that you're streaming it off of their service, they can capture. If somebody wanted to be a dick towards you, they could capture what you were doing in that game.
That's theoretical.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Skid Row, I'm not 100% sure, but it would at least be 15 megabits per second down, and at probably a minimum of 5 up. Because that's what it would take actually for them to stream it back and forth. But 2 megabytes per second is about 80% of the time a pipe dream, at least for where I have to be compared to my modem. And even if I could do this thing exactly the way that they're talking about, I would still run into several large problems. Most notably, streaming to you guys over the damn service, and the chances of it not being a subscription service, like PSN Plus and other such things, it's actually probably would turn out to be more like Netflix. Bullshit and all, and yes, you're gonna have latency issues in the worst way, which is probably why they want something. Why they want you to have a really high end, or at least a mid range connection. And to do that, you're going to have to be on DSL or cable or fiber to even make that work.
Yeah.
Me and my cell modem, not going to happen.
Yeah, and if you're in some town, you're kind of out of luck. That's the other fear is with the services like that. Is the other thing too is it will probably slowly encourage everybody to drift over to that. And as I said, if you're in a town and you have like a latency of 200 milliseconds or greater, even if you have great download speeds, yeah,
you're stuck.
Game playing sucky for you. Yeah.
In the major cities, this probably wouldn't be a bad thing. I'm going to recommend against it because there's a 100% likelihood you're going to wind up paying for the controller/console thing somewhere near the range of what you would pay for a proper console. You'd be stuck with whatever it was they could get that they want to offer you, and you still have to pay them. You have to pay them a subscription. And keep paying for it if you want to be able to access any game at all. So, answer for this one, no, I wouldn't do this. Just the idea is vaguely disturbing to me. It really is. It's not to the point where I want to like murder people in the face, but at the same time, I can see this being very badly abused.
Yeah, I'm not gonna screw over my fellow gamers just because I'm the only one that benefits from it.
Well, honestly, it reminds me of EA All Access or PlayStation View, things of that nature. It's Hulu, Netflix, other things, and those streaming services are iffy. And then we have a console we have what it should be a console that does nothing else, and you can't actually buy and download the games. You have to stream them.
Yeah. And the thing is it's going to be what's available too. I mean, if you like niche games, you're gonna, especially as ownership dies out, you're gonna, you may get it for a couple months, and then you go to play your game and you find it's not available. Where with like a video, that's not a problem. You want to watch Deadpool on Netflix and it's off, okay, you just pick something else. But if you're in the middle of a really nice game, and now you have to wait until we decide to back available on our servers.
If we're even going to do that.
Yeah.
And there's a substantial chance that they won't.
And there's also like what's happening with Star Control, the latest Star Control,
the freaking lawsuits?
Yeah. The game you can't buy the game right now. I bought it as soon as it released, so I have access to play it. But say a service charges you a tiny fee just to gain access to special games, and it slaps a lawsuit. Boom, they can't stream that game for you anymore.
Well, I mean, that just and the thing is, and then we have things like Ubisoft and Electronic Arts that are doing their staggered release dates. Don't get me started about Battlefield V again. That's V for fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. What if, and that's the other thing. What if a publisher doesn't like the fact that you still love one of their older games and you won't play their new ones that they worked so hard to put in their propaganda, whatever the current political climate is?
Well, even if they don't, they want you to buy their microtransactions, and you're not going to do it because you like the games they put out originally, and you could give a flying rat's fuck about Battlefield V or Anthem or whatever the fuck else you want. Okay. Or even better, we can go to another one and talk about Watch Dick 2, which is what the Dryer franchise turned into.
Yeah, but you had a good point about microtransactions. Well, with them wanting microtransactions, what if you spend a whole bunch of money on microtransactions for a streamed game, and then all of a sudden that game's removed? Even if it is for a couple months, because they want to put on a new,
Then they're going to try and make you buy your microtransactions all over again. You're going to tell them exactly what I would tell them: get fucked. Yeah. You there, Salt? Yes, I know. Yes, I know. No, I have some. I honestly think that the old microtransactions / get people to give you money up front to be able to not play a game and just download and play, and they can take it away from you at their leisure. I find these things utterly anti-consumer. And as I think I have stated a great many times, I have a real problem with anti-consumer practices and anti-free speech platforms. And we're right back to the Library of Alexandria.
That's why
they're trying to burn it. They're trying to set fire to it, and we're just barely managing to stave them off for the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Salt. I got all kinds of. I have. I never once said I didn't have my own salt.
Yeah.
I'm just not the salt mine I'm just not the salt mine, the overactive salt mine that some other people are. I actually usually don't get very salty. Pet peeve day. All right. So, with the accusation of saltiness, I think it's about time that we buggered off for today. We will, however, be back on Saturday, and we can salt some of Opal Dragon's gameplay. You played some Xenonauts too, got us about an hour of footage and made a bunch of screw ups, if I remember correctly. We're gonna roast that shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roast that shit hard. And Opal's gonna laugh right along with me.
I think you're gonna be a pansy. I think you're gonna be a pansy about it.
I think you're being a shitbird. It's all good. I can think anything I want, and so can you, and nobody gets to care. Well, people can care. It's just not gonna do any fucking good for someone to jump in here. By the way, I am, if I remember correctly, in possession of a copy of the Division 2. Don't get your hopes up because it's probably a beta. We'll see what happens. All right, so. Yep, it's time for us to go away and get fucked. So I'm gonna go check out some Computing Forever and some other stuff and have some fun there. All right then. Oh, also Fallout 76 has new content. The first part, the patch 70 is out, and they put some interesting stuff in there, including a few puzzles that aren't marked as quests. Oh, and it's now even easier to get wasted because they'll let you make your own booze now as opposed to having to find other people's. So you guys have fun with that. Don't forget if you do have Fallout 76, don't forget to go visit Bev Ridge. He'll get you all hooked up, kinda, sorta, maybe. Alright, you guys have fun, don't hurt yourselves, you know how it works. Between now and the Saturday, be safe, be sane.
And let's make games fun again.
Squeeze ya. Oh, nope, that's the Vanishing Kitty. Vanishing Kitty vanished completely, at least for the time being, so. Here we go, the Flying Ninja Squirrel. That's better.
And I think that happens a lot on Angel.
Shout out to all the people who helped me make this video possible. Special thanks to Psychic Pebbles for doing the awesome, Social Justice, the musical part 5. Sorry there hasn't been much content lately. I've been sick like you wouldn't even fucking believe.
Do the thing you're supposed to do, damn it.
I'm on the streets. Watching Social Justice, the musical part 5. Sorry there hasn't been much content lately. I've been sick like you wouldn't. I'm on the streets. Watching Social Justice, the musical part 5. Bunching Nazis.
Hey everybody, Chris Raygun here. Thanks for